So what I'm about to say is gonna hurt most of y'all and mostly everybody. But I'm gonna speak my mind. You know that the American economy has been collapsing for over 30 years. You don't see it, but it's happening, right? It's slowly, we just got out of the pandemic, right? And now looks like we're gonna have some serious economics problems with the economy, not only in the US and the Western hemisphere, but in the European atmosphere, right? The people that's behind all this ass kissing the American way and the way the Americans do policies are going to suffer as well as the American people. And it's not only the American people, right? You cannot blame the American people, anybody, civilian in any country, because all this is done because our governments are too hot-headed. They live their life, and now they want to kill everybody around the region. They don't care who it is. They're just going on a killing spree and funding wars with citizens' life and citizens' money that they earned has been taken away and sending out to other countries to fight wars. So what I'm about to say is going to hurt some people, but it's time that these countries and these nations, hear me out, people, this is for those who are in oppression. These countries and these nations that are oppressed by the West and the United Nations and its allies should combine together, because this now is the perfect opportunity to radical movement stick together. I know that word sounded bad, right? Radical. You say, oh, Tony, what you talking about? Yeah, it's a radical movement. You know, everything is going chaos, so it's considered a radical movement, and they want to call it rebels, whatever, vigilantes are going to happen, whatever. But things are going to get worse, people. But what I'm saying is, those countries that are oppressed in the Middle East, in the Mediterranean, all them Arabs, Muslims, Jews, whoever. But I'm talking about civilian people that are being oppressed by the governments and creating chaos for the people, because the ones that are gonna die are the people. The government's always gonna fly, going to bunkers and protect themselves, and the ones that are gonna be exposed are the soldiers in the civilian life. So I'm just saying, right now, the Middle Eastern countries have an opportunity to unite. You have to unite if you want to stop the madness that is going on in the Arab world and the Middle Eastern world with all this chaos, because a few governments and allies that are combined with this, that they're also responsible for these wars going on and funding these wars, are responsible for the deaths of civilian, innocent people and children. It's not the soldiers. The soldiers are taking orders, and maybe some soldiers are being forced to join the military. It's like that. Some countries is a mandatory service to the country. To whatever happens, you have to go and fight. You have no say about it. So you're being forced by your government to serve in these wars that they created. So I'm saying right now is the opportunity all over the world. Citizens should combine together and tell its government to stand down, that we're tired of wars and we want to be free. You got to let people live the way they want to live. You can't oppress another group or race of people just because you don't like them near you. You know, this is a business thing that you got to, rather you don't like the people or the country, you still got to conduct yourself doing business. You have to negotiate. You know, the world have changed. We don't live the way we was. Our ancestors lived with swords and spears and crossbows. Now we have weapons, like they say, the government said the other person had, weapons of mass destruction that were never found, and that now everybody could get in the black market. And there's no win situation. So What I'm saying is the Middle East and all these countries that are oppressed by the Western world and the United Nations and its allies combine together and create a force that is going to combine the American forces and the allies. And if they want to blow themselves up, well, I hope not, but I don't think whatever happens. But you never know. There's always somebody out there that is trigger happy, that is going to just blow their mind, because people get sick of these things. And if the governments don't stop this, sooner or later, we're going to blow up the entire world, because our ego is too high and we want to prove to our other countries and other people we underneath them that we're going to do what we say. But it doesn't matter if everybody's showing bombs, nuclear bombs, warheads. One of them, you got to admit, it's going to hit, civilian life, countries, whatever. It's just not going to do anything for anybody. So I'm just saying, right now is the opportunity to all these white wing radicals to get together and protest and uniting, so that the Western world and its allies and every coon that's in this organization to force them to cease fire, because we're not getting nowhere. Lots of people have suffered throughout the world, and none of these people that made this the way it is gonna suffer. The only people that are gonna suffer is our civilians, our men and women in uniform, fighting for a government that doesn't give a, say it for them, doesn't give a F about you or your family. I'm serious. They're gonna be in a bunker, eating, watching the television, making broadcasts, propaganda news, and allegations that the other one did this, the other one did this. They're gonna be safe, and you're gonna be in shambles. What, I don't know what, biological warfare, chemical warfare, nuclear warfare. People, war is not a game. This thing is a serious thing. The reason why the West and its people think this is a game, because they never experienced. Just imagine that a rocket, and I'm not talking about a rocket, I'm talking about a nuclear warhead flying through the air and igniting in a state or in the city of New York, how the people are going to react, right? You're going to panic, running all over the place, delusional, not knowing what to do and what happened. What happened that this country keeps on messing around with other countries and oppressing other countries. We live in a time and age that they say, oh, use your intelligence, think rational, use your common sense. But our government doesn't think like that. Our government they want to prove their might with power and military strength, and they coon allies and other countries that are backing this up, should be held accountable for, because no civilian people that got nothing to do with this war should be out there. Why don't they go and fight themselves, right? Why don't we all send them to an island we could empty out and have all these lobbyists, state of defense secretaries, and everybody that's organizing this battle fight ground, put them all in one place and let them shoot each other and leave the citizen in the country live in peace. So I'm saying everybody that's been oppressed in the country should come together and unite and protest against this war that's just going to get escalated out there in the Middle East. I say that all these Arabs, Muslims, whoever Shiites, should combine together. It doesn't matter. That region is yours. If the West gets to it with this ally and bombard that thing, it's going to be collapsed. Not even Israel is going to be there, because it's going to be bombarded by everybody. You need to protect yourself and his people. You need to stand down and tell others you're not going to take it no more. We live in a modern world. And if you are going to throw in us, you should threaten back. I know if my country was threatened, which you know where I'm at, we're going to fight back. Doesn't matter. The people are going to stand. The people are not going to wait for the government to do anything. But the people know it's not the people causing trouble. It's our own government. The government of every country that's causing trouble needs to be eradicated. You like that, right? When I say words like that, eradicated. They need to be demolished, dismissed, erased. Send a cleaning crew. We should have a separate organization that deals with this thing. Where the government's got it control, they got the people on the edge and stress and dragging the economies of the global world down. They should be replaced. No questions asked. You get displaced. As you're causing too much trouble in the world of the global world market, you should be replaced. You have no grounds to be dealing with other countries if you only want to do things by force. You can't force a country to sell you something they don't want. If you don't want to buy it for somebody else. Why you want to put sanctions and clause and restriction and tell other countries to don't buy for them? We're going to restrict them, isolate them. No. You the one should be isolated. You don't want to buy, don't buy. Move to somewhere else. Buy, produce your own source resources. Everything is a trade and everything is a buy, right? It's like the exchange market. You got to buy and exchange and sell back. But no, you want to force people to give you things on credit and things like that. Just because you're the might of the global world, you want to put your will at other people in other people's country. It doesn't work like that anymore. I mean, here in America, even the cops get dealt with by civilians. Imagine that. If the cop is right, the cop is right. And the cop is wrong, people are going to retaliate no matter if the cop is armed. That's the way things are here in America. We don't even have respect for our own government. If we think the government is doing bad, we're going to go up there and shake down the government. That's how it goes. And right now, America is not doing good. Most people don't know because they live their daily lives. But there's a lot of things out there that is behind people's understanding what the government's got to do to get things done. And thing is, we don't want our government to cause trouble and things like that, because if I'm tired of seeing all these wars and all we read about history, about wars or other people conquer people, let people live in peace in their own land. You got your land, right? The so-called Americans, because there's no such thing as American. America got named America, but America is not even an English name. It's a Latin word, man. It's America's Las America. It's not English, man. Even the people that live in America don't speak the proper English. English came from the United Kingdom. They speak English. We speak slang English. So I don't know what's to deal with that, right? They came here to this land and took the land by force from the Indians. And now, just because you have relationship with the West, and you know that the West got your back, and you think you could do the same thing to other people's other lands, or wherever you live, because you live close by, whatever proximity, and your neighbor, and now you want to expand and take the lands by force. As you live in the same land, why can't you live in peace and just share things? Why is it that you don't have entry just as another person practices a different religion? Doesn't make it right for you to shun them out or make borders or make a wall so they won't cross over. This is one world, one land. The only thing we separated by water. But if there was no water, we'd be all in one land. So we need to know how to get along. So I just say, people come together and stand up to our government to stop all this madness. People are tired of wars. I'm tired of wars. I'm tired of reading books on wars. I was going through school. That's all it was. Conquering, taking. Then nothing was that they did nothing right. They came, they saw, and they saw it was easy, and they conquered. That's what it is. When you put yourself easy, that people could push you around, and you give them one push, they're gonna take the second push, and then the third push, they're gonna take everything. You can't allow your neighbors to push you around. So get together, unite, and stop this oppression. With that, people, be nice to your neighbor. With that, I'll let you go when you think about that.